Hi everyone, it's Diane. I hope you're all doing well. This is Friday afternoon for me, and I'm getting my video ready a second time for a Monday morning because of course we can never do this without a problem. And I actually finished my whole video and then realized when Miss Ella was up here running around on my table and she jumped on the computer at one point, she stopped the video. And so when I got done and I was trying to see how long my video was, I found that she had shut it off. Yeah. So we're doing this all again and continuing with my stamping A to Z project using stamp sets. See, and then I always get flustered afterwards because now it's kind of interrupted my day. I have two other cards I wanted to get done today, and I'm not going to be able to get them all done. I'm using stamp sets and paper that I've had in my stash for a while. I talked to you last week about using the curvy edge dies, either the Spellbinder ones that I had gotten off of their clearance, and I don't know if these are still available or not, but there are 6 dies in here, and they're really very pretty, so we're going to use some of them. Because my other option was going to be to use the corner dies that I had just ordered from Stampin' Up, but I don't have that order yet. It's supposed to be here tomorrow, but that's 10 days, so I really wasn't expecting it to take quite that long. The 2 stamp sets that we had pulled out for today from the beginning of my bookshelf is Always in My Heart, and at the end of my bookshelf, Wonderful Romance. So we're working towards the middle. These are the 2 cards that I already showed you how to do once, but you didn't get to see. So we're going to do it again, and she is locked outside the room. A couple of things to note. If you happen to get these dies, and they are very pretty, they make really pretty lacy designs. If you're using the lacy design die, it doesn't cut the edge of your cardstock. Oh, I forgot I have to move these out of the way so you can see what I'm talking about. It will cut the pattern into your card, but it doesn't cut the edge. You need to add the straight edge die on and butt it up against it, and then it will cut out your lacy design and your edge, and we're going to do that. Actually, only on one of them. Okay. So, the pattern paper that I'm using is, this was Share What You Love Specialty Designer Series paper by Stampin' Up. And it was a specialty paper because it has some metallic color in here. These were huge packets. I don't even know what year these are from. They had 24 sheets of 12 by 12 in them, 2-sided. And I think I had 3 packets of this. I loved it. I like the little scripty font. I've used, there's some striped paper in here, down here, that I've used in workshops so many times I don't think there's any of that left. But we still had some pretty florals left. They coordinated with Tranquil Tide. Oh, where's all my stuff? Mossy Meadow. Rich Razzleberry. These are the colors we're using. And actually, we're not going to use too much of the Mossy Meadow because I changed that design after I had thought about it. And so this is the paper on the Tranquil Tide card base. And this is the paper on the Rich Razzleberry card base. And they're pretty close in design here, but that is the name of the game, using stamp sets from each end of the shelf and trying to use the same layout and see how they come out differently. So I think it works best when we're doing these layers in a curvy edge to have all of your original pieces starting at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. When we trim off our die cut edge, you never really know how much it's going to take off the edge of your paper. So if you start with a larger sheet, you can always trim off on the left-hand side if need be, if that makes any sense. The hardest part about using these dies was, oh, and I have basic white somewhere, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 also. And to save us the time and trouble, I hurried up and I colored yet another image. So you don't have to watch me coloring. Oh, and I put these away because I thought I was done. And I even said when I put them away the first time, I was like, watch, I'll put these all away and then I'm going to need them again. So I needed the straight cutting edge one, the lacy design one, and the scalloped one. I couldn't believe it. I grabbed her and I took her off of the computer and I said, no, not on the computer. And she jumped down in my acrylic blocks and made a big clatter. And I was thinking, no, that's going to sound lovely. And I carried on with the video. Then I looked down when I went to stop it and I was like, 0 minutes? What? Not good. Ah, sorry. Need a little swig there. Yeah, I have a birthday card to do for hubby, and my sister-in-law's mom is turning 90. And so I wanted to do a birthday card for her. And one of these, I think the Thinking of You one would be pretty for her, but I'm not sure I want to use these for hubby's birthday cards. So let's start off with, and maybe we can do most of the die cutting for both cards at the same time. Not cutting them all together, but getting the cutting all done. So this is my card base, and I'm going to make that latticey edge on here. Oh, I was going to grab some more washi tape to... Oh, I finished my roll of green striped washi tape, huh? These dies have little notches in them, which I found very handy to line them up with the top and bottom of the cardstock or pattern paper. Kind of get you on there a little even. I do have a couple little tricks here to can I do this without getting my head in the way? There we go. Oh, it's on my magnetic plate, so hopefully it will just stay where I put it. And I'm not doing that same thing on the pink one. Oh, I did it again. Doggone it. I did this on the very first and the second. Okay, so I just got done telling you. And I think I put it too close to the edge. Let me grab another one. I just got done saying it's not going to cut the edge. See, that little girl doesn't know how she flusters me when she does things like that. Well, it's not just her. There we go. You know how many times have we been working and my phone rings and or somebody comes to the door. I didn't realize she knocked over the trash. Sorry, I'm just grabbing another roll of washi tape here that we can use to hold our dies in place. I forgot that I had finished that one roll up. Okay, let's do this the right way. Yeah? We'll need this one on the edge. We sure will. I mean, if I want to cut the edge of the paper. And I'm sticking my washi tape on this side because that's going to be my waste side. So if it happens to stick to the paper and tear it, I don't care. if I put it on this side, when I go to peel it up, if it sticks and tears my paper, it would cause concern. Okay. There, those are lined up nice. I was going to say, now while we have these two together, or not, okay, I'll have some little bits that I'm going to have to punch out there. Did those not cut the whole way through? Oh my goodness. Really? Why? Why wouldn't you? Oh, I still have sniffles. I mean, we're feeling so much better than we did. I think that's in there pretty good. I can kind of feel the little grooves. So here's hoping. Run it through a second time and get those little bits out. Yeah, everybody's kind of getting over everything. But my husband and I were talking. It's like every once in a while, we'll just feel like we're starting. Yep, those are going to come out. We're starting to feel like we're getting a sore throat, and then it goes away. Or we're feeling like, oh, I'm going to get a headache. And then it goes away. So I don't know what the deal is. I'm just over it all. Okay. So anyways, let's put these two back together because I'm going to cut the basic white. And this one actually has my flowers on it that I've already colored in. So I will give you those details. And I'm doing this because I want to know where to put my scallop. And the scallop die went. So if and this one, the scallop does cut along the outside edge. So I have my magnetic plate under here and sometimes it's strong. Okay, so now I need my white paper too. Come on. You should just slide. I know these things are tight on that. Oh, come on now. Don't be silly. I think trying to use those notches as a guide. Maybe I can use this edging to make sure. I sort of just wanted to have the same curve as the piece underneath it. Okay. I mean, I'm not trying to make it more difficult than it needs to be, but I tend to do that. You know, happens. See, and I'm wiggling it around. When I want that magnetic, excuse me, plate to be extra strong, it fails. No, that's not true. The magnetic plate on here is really good. I know this is the original one that I got with my Big Shot, and I know Stampin' Up! Has tried to make a magnetic plate, and I think they've had problems having one that meets their standards, so they've taken it back off. How many times? I don't even know. Okay, that's going to line up good. All right, so we're going to set those aside for a minute. And while I have these dies out, I'm going to do, oh, so why did I put my top plate on? Like I'm putting my Big Shot away. This is my other one that we'll use on the Rich Razzleberry, and I want it to have a scalloped border as well. I can get those notches lined up. It helps. Okay. And then I'll take my piece of designer paper, and we're going to use just the straight cut on it. There's that one. You. And then when we go to put this on the card, I will move the white back a little bit so that we'll have more of the designer paper showing. And that's where we'll need to trim some of this edge off. Yeah, so how's everybody doing out there? I hope you're well and not having any weather woes where you are. We had storms last night. We had thunder and lightning and rain and wind, and my son, who lives about 50 minutes away, not quite an hour, almost, but not quite, he lost his power several times. And you know, some places, well, we had severe storm warnings, but you know, they were calling for hail, and so it was like April weather. Well, today we're back in January. Yeah, like I said, this is Friday for me. I don't know if I said that on this video or not. Again, I'll be confused because I don't know what I already told you. If I repeat myself, it's not because I'm losing my mind. Yeah, so now we have, it's not really snowing hard, but we're back to January. Craziness. All right, stick these back in here so I don't end up losing any. Yeah, so next week I'll have to use those corner ones that come with the Stampin' Up order if it gets here. I hope it gets here. Good grief. All right, you. Pokey tool, cut out these little bits here, or punch them out. Already cut. And the stamp set, the Always in My Heart one, is a good Valentine's set also. I actually have to remember to take that one back downstairs with me because we have our workshop on Tuesday, and one of the cards is a Valentine, so I wanted to have that available if anybody wanted to use the Valentine sentiments out of there. I need an anniversary card and 2 birthdays. So, this one is going to be a Thinking of You, which can turn into my birthday card. And so I need, I don't have Tranquil Tide ink, and I don't have Tranquil Tide blends. And so I used Pretty Peacock, which is really close in color. Yeah, for my greeting, I'm stamping that in Pretty Peacock. Watch me not get this on here straight because I already did it once and it came out good. So I'll probably mess it up this time. Let's see what else. Oh, and this stamp set, the Wonderful Romance, also has little spots, a stamp to make spots. And so we're going to add some of those. Oh, you know what? Before it, well, no, that's all right. I was going to say I need to trim this down, but I want to keep my greeting a little bit closer to the right so that if I have to trim this, I won't cut my words off. We'll line that up and make sure here. And my little spots I did in mint macaron. Stamped off one time so that they were a little bit lighter. Lost my rhythm there. Yeah, we have a, well, I have a hectic weekend coming up again. Here we have our ladies organization's first anniversary. So we have a banquet tomorrow for that in the afternoon. And then, of course, Sunday I'll have church and Sunday school. So that takes up, you know, most of the morning. I really wanted to get my birthday cards done so I didn't have to try to squeeze them in over the weekend and make one more chore that needed done. Okay, so let's line this up, and like I said, I think we'll probably have to trim a little off of that edge. Now I had considered, whoop, not you, putting mint macaron under this and then layering it on my card. But I don't think that the pretty design stands out quite as well as when it is directly on the darker background. So I'm just going to leave it on the dark. Yep, I set that aside and figured I'll use it for another card. And I'm going to use a little bit of liquid glue around that border here. And I think I'll add a couple little dots to some of these scrolls so that they don't get caught on the envelope. Whoop, 2 complete misses there. I don't want them to get caught on the envelope when we're putting it in and out to mail. I think my first one I didn't stamp my inside because I didn't know for sure what I was going to use it for. And then I happened to think of Sue's mom and thought this would be a pretty one for her birthday. So I can stamp happy birthday inside. So now I want to line this up so that my lacy border is showing about there. Oh, I'm going to cut some of my flower off. Should have stamped it over just a little more. Oh. Sorry, Fleur. You're going to get a little haircut. Oh. My pin back in my glue. And I remember to tell you all the colors that I used on these flowers. I did use dark and light old olive on the bigger leaves, and then some light and dark mint macaron on the smaller leaves. The pretty peacock was on the blue flowers. I think that was it. And I used a mint macaron marker rather than a Stampin' blend. Rather than an alcohol marker, I just used a marker to fill in the stems. Sure, I can talk. Get over here. I'm not on the edge. And there we are with the first one. Pretty pretty. I like these border dies. Yep. Okay, the second one. Okay, I messed up when I was doing my practice one because I didn't, I missed part of my stamp right here and I got my leaves all messed up. So, we can do better. The second one that I did came out really, really good. I was happy with it. So let's hope that I can do that again. And where's my pink and green? That's going to go here. Okay. Oh, this was the flower image that we used out of Wonderul Romance before I put it away. Oh. Sticky stamp. And I know I used this before because I remember I used to cut these out of vellum. There is a coordinating die set that goes with this. And I thought the vellum leaves always looked so pretty layered in behind the die cut flower. And I thought I had that die set sitting here. I was gonna, I do. Wonderful floral framelits. And it does cut out that big flower. Yeah, so that was a good set. Oh, and it has that nice border trim too. But we were trying to keep the same design going here, and I don't have dies. Oh yeah, we did have dies, I think, for this, always in my heart. But they were hearts. Yep. Yeah. See, I think, is that it? No, I had these in there. I obviously have used this set several times for Valentine's. Okay. So I'm going to use Rich Razzleberry. This is a 2-step stamp. I'm going to use the little rose. And then there's a fill stamp for that. And then there's a little loopy leaf design. And, oh, that's the fill. This is the leaf. Get my outline stamped on here. Oh, get back here. Where do you think you're going? Then, I forget, do I have to trim this one or is this one going to fit? Because I want to leave enough room here for, I'm going to make sure I have enough room for my greeting. I do have to trim a little bit off of that. I'm going to do that right now so that I don't end up in my predicament before there and have to cut off a little bit of my, let's just go with about 1/8 of an inch. Let me see how that is. probably enough, huh? I mean, you can make this as wide or as narrow as you want. Which pink? Oh, maybe I'll go back a little further. There's more pink. Take off a 1/4 inch more. And that should be enough because I have to have room to put my greeting on there. Oh yeah, look, now I got a little bit of pink showing there. Yay! Okay. That's plenty. All right. I need to make sure I have my fill stamp lined up. I might even on screen, and I'm going to stamp off one time and fill the image with color. Away. And we're going to do the leaves. Grab my mint macaron and add some pretty leaves around the edge. Green on my block. That's about the last thing I need is to get ink smeared all over. Would not be happy. Oh, and I just stuck my fingers in it. Yeah, if you can't get it on the block and get it on there, do it on your finger, right? Goofball. Okay. Now we can fill that in with some color. We're going to do the same thing. Ink up my stamp, stamp it off once, and add color to the outline. And then I'm going to need, what was that? Here's to another year of happily ever after. Actually, I have one already like that for my anniversary card. I'm going to do this. This is going to be hubby's Valentine. You are always in my heart. Oh, not in green. Not in green. No. Yeah, I already have the one I need. So get it straight. Oh, hit the light with my head. My big fat head. Oh, come on. Get up. Because, and, well, oh, I did get a little crooked. All right. Darn it. Been stamping straight all day. What made me think of that was I have a little heart cut out here that was in that die set. I'm going to also add some little hearts. Yeah. Why not? Right? Why not? Okay. Now we can put this one together. Not hard to put it together. I'm pretty sure you can figure this one out, huh? And I'm going to do the same thing with liquid glue and just go around that scalloped edge a little bit. Get off my finger. Then we can add it to our card base. I know this tape runner is so close. Is it out? Yep. Oh, come on. Stuck to the wrapper. Well, I guess it turned out okay. I got my Valentine made for him. I still really hadn't planned on doing these cards all over again. So I just want to make sure that's on there nice and tight because it is 2 layers thick. So there we are. We have Always in My Heart. That has some really nice sentiments for anniversaries and Valentine's Day. And Wonderful Romance, A and W. So thank you guys all for being here with me today. And I hope I inspired you to pull out a couple of those stamp sets that you have and go make a card, have some fun with them, and have a wonderful week. I'll see y'all back here next time. Bye.